Oh, hi everyone. So nice to see you all here. And hi Nick, how you doing?
Hi, everybody. Good, thank you, Marie. And you?
Yeah, good, good. I'm a little bit tired. I did wake up. We had a storm thing, but not bad last night. So I just got up for about an hour, and then I went, oh, go back to bed now. So, but you had a storm as well, didn't you?
Yeah, it was quite a big one, actually. Well, it didn't affect us. It was literally, we're right on the border and we always seem to miss it, which is fantastic because I don't want that sort of damage. It was pretty serious, like huge gum trees just fallen like they were nothing, uprooted across roads. And that was just down the road. So we're talking maybe if I got in the car a minute drive away. And
Yeah.
it certainly wiped through that area a bit. So yeah, we were pretty lucky. But I
Oh,
always feel that I put it out, and the neighbour was putting towels on the front of their car for the windshield. It was her brother's car, and he was away, and I said, "Oh, what are you doing that for?" And she said, "Oh, just better to be safe than sorry." And I thought, I hate that. I hate that term. I shouldn't say I
yeah,
hate it, but it's one of those terms that I think, no, that's what we've created.
that's right. It's
Why not?
exactly
No,
right. If you
we're
get
not
an
getting hail.
intuition to it, I
Yeah.
think it's different. But if
Yes.
you're doing it just because you do it, then to me, that's, yeah, what are we creating with it? I
That's
agree.
right. And I said, we're not getting hail. And she said, yeah, I think you're right. We're not getting hail.
Yeah.
So I said, good. I said, we're protected in this little area here. And I said, and I always protect it as well when I know there's weather coming. But I didn't think it was that serious because I don't pay attention to weather reports as well. So not to influence me.
Nah, we don't go there. That's
No,
funny. But,
exactly. Exactly.
gosh, we've got lots of people on today. This is so cool. We've got Christina on, Marie's on. Hi, Kylie.
Hello, everybody.
Sherry's on, and we did have Layla on, but of course, I think it's Norway she's at, so it's a really big difference in time. So it was nice to see
Yeah.
Layla's comments, and we'll go through all of those as well. So, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see how everyone's been feeling. I just know I was talking with my friend Kylie yesterday, and we've both got this brain discombobulation thing going on. It's like usually it's just one word, and I'll usually can find something to fill it in, but this is like sentences. So I often just sit there and don't say anything because there's nothing there. So I don't
Yeah.
know how everyone else has been feeling, but we did some kinesiology, and it's very spiritual. We're getting a lot of frequency change and downloads, and I feel like my brain is rewiring. It's like literally rewiring, because there's new aspects of our gifts coming through is what I'm
Yeah.
getting.
Yeah.
So yes,
I
so
totally agree with that statement.
yeah,
There is so much going on.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
It's so strange. My brain is mush.
I know. And honestly, it was so funny because I'd been thinking, oh, is this like how Alzheimer's starts? I don't know. And then I realized, well, no, Marie, you wouldn't remember that you'd forgotten. Because I've seen it happening with people, and I go, no, you wouldn't have remembered. It's okay. So
I've
yeah,
also found that my partner said this to me again last night. He said, "Are you okay? Everything? You just, if I'm doing something by myself, he'll just come and check and say, you okay?" I go, "Yeah, I'm fine." He goes, "Got nothing to say?" And I said, "No."
nothing. I love that. That is so cool. So funny.
He said,
Anyway, so
"You've
how's
had a
it
lot of nothing
going?
to say for a while now." And I said, "I know."
I
I said, "I
know.
know. Got
It's
nothing
it's
to
almost like we
contribute."
don't need to express the stuff that's not truth. It's
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
What's the point?
so
Yeah, I'm
it's
conserving energy right now because I'm feeling that, the energy is taken up in my body being reshaped. Oh my God, so nice to hear it's not just me. Yeah, it's not just you, Christine.
and that's why I bring all this stuff up. It's
Yeah.
like I don't mind looking like a cray person, because I know we all are. It's fine.
Yeah.
So so yeah, so there you go. Oh, thanks, Sherry. So Sherry's saying that the channel is going to expand. And I've always said this, I actually don't, to me, it's not about that. It's about who's
Yeah.
here and
Yeah.
who's meant to be here, because this is, I feel we all are really connected, and we all are holding like a certain vibration and frequency. So it's almost like people will never see it unless they're ready to do some
That's so
transforming, or
true.
yeah, that's just how I see it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
thank you. But yeah,
Yeah.
so but we've got the most beautiful little family here. I think it's lovely. So
Yeah.
we've got Christina on. Hi. That's cool.
Hey. Oh, I
So
haven't seen Christina for
no,
ages.
no, nice to see her and
Yeah.
William. So Right, so shall we get started now?
Let's
Layla,
start.
interestingly, Layla's popped up some a thought that she's had, and so I thought we'll put this up because it's really good for everyone to just, again, if we need to tune in. We did have a look last week, I think, or the week before at this, but so do you want to read and I'll go through them?
Sure. Hi, girls. Too late for me, but I want to share that so many more people are getting it. I haven't pushed anything, but they seem to understand so much easier what it's all about. I do believe that this 3i Atlas has an impact on our friends, family, and strangers. What about that?
I love it. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? So Nick and I were just talking about this as well, just pre-show, because for me, it's really so weird. I'm not even drawn to it. I don't feel, for me, that there's any real thing that I'm connected into with it. Whereas for some people, like Layla's saying, it is actually maybe activating some people because it's expanding how they think and it's expanding their questions. And so, Nick, do you want to say what you were talking about with it?
Yeah, and I don't want this to sound the wrong way for people because we're all on our own path. But for me, I've tuned into it and I've also watched a few things. So I felt I wasn't drawn to it at all either. And I feel like that's because it's not going to make any difference to me because I'm a great believer in everything that happens is happening from within us. We're not any less powerful than what could come in and influence us. The only thing I see is this is for people that need to see this. It might be just a little extra little nudge. I mean, and I don't know what nudged me really. Like it comes from within. There's not an external thing because it has to come from within. So, yeah, I have a very neutral way of looking at it, and because there's lots of varying opinions about it. I do feel it's a good thing. There's no doubt about that. But I'm a pretty positive person about most things. Everything has a reason for being here. So I guess the thing is, we're not meant to question it anyway. We just let it unfold. It's going to do what it's going to do. As I said, it's ticking away inside our bodies, and it's going to spark whether we hear, because there's so many people. If I mentioned that to people, they wouldn't have a clue what I was talking about. Like what? No, not even heard of it.
Never heard of it. No, exactly. No. So it's I feel this is everything that happens. It's almost like it's very personal as to whether we're attracted to it or not, or resonate with something or not. And to me, that's life as well. So yeah, I mean, everyone would have such a different perspective and experience in this realm, in this, this matrix, basically. And like we've been talking about, we can create our own matrix in front of our own eyes, just like that. So I think we were talking about this last week. So yeah,
I respect that it's there and doing something. It's just has no part for me personally because I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And it's taken me a long time to do my own thing, to put 100% faith and trust in my own intuition, and to be guided by that and not force anything. And if I have to go and research or look something up about that, I feel like I'm forcing it.
Yeah. And often it'll just come to you anyway. It's like I'm finding more and more that I'm just getting these knowings and these little visions, and it can just be a flash sometimes, but it just can explain a whole situation to me.
Yes.
And so I trust that because it's so many times then it's either happened, the next day or really soon after. So I've learned to know that this is actually what I'm meant to know about. So yeah, but I think it's great. Everyone works differently again, and so it's so easy now to access things, and that's where our discernment comes in as well.
It does, yeah, exactly.
So and I've always said this as well. If something's not resonating with what Nick and I are discussing or what other people are putting on the comments, that's fine. That's great. You're not maybe meant to be experiencing it in that way. So use your discernment what's right for you personally. Stay empowered. Don't give your power away to others, including us or Jasper or anyone. So
and it feels like we've all got our own little formula that we're meant to be working with. And so it doesn't, I can't be Marie and I can't be Christine and I can't be anyone on this chat, but all we can do is just share what we're experiencing and what we see, so that it means, because we know we're connected, and ultimately we won't have to have these conversations But because we're still in the transitional phase of it, it's equally as important to be discussing everything.
Yeah, exactly. And it was interesting because, like, with the topic I popped up, it was because I'd had like 2 nights full of dreams where I knew I was doing something, and they were like lucid dreams. I could actually actively feel myself performing these certain procedures or whatever it was, and then I'd wake up and go, oh, I didn't quite finish that. So, and then I could not even remember what it was I was doing, like within a split second.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so then that night it happened again, and it was something else. I went, oh, this is like last night's dream. So I was even awake, lucid dreaming in my dream. And that's why I put up, how active are your dreams, and do you get really busy with action events? So it was just a thought that came to me when I was actually doing the StreamYard back end of the show. So I don't know if anyone has actually been experiencing that, but and then I was surprised I couldn't remember it because it was so vivid while I was in it. So
that's interesting. I just saw it then. I didn't know that was the title.
No, and I
was clicking on last week's one.
That's so funny. But I just put up titles so that people then might, if they want to, they've got something to focus on.
Yeah.
So but I love that what Sherry's popped up.
So true. Each of us requires our own unique practices and perceptions for growth and healing. Yeah. Absolutely.
Totally. We all have such different experiences. So So thanks very much, our beautiful Layla. It was nice to see you up here, and I hope you get a good sleep and that you'll watch this afterwards. But I think it's great. I think what you're doing is really good. It's just reminding us that this is an important event for a lot of people, what's going on, whatever it is. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, there you go. Oh, Kathleen's on. Hey, how you doing, Kathleen? So, all right. So now Angel Laurie sent through some dreams. I know there was one that I lost with the emails, but she sent through another one, but there was 2. So we're just going to do one today, and the other one we'll put up next week. So unless I get time, we get time today, I can do the other one.
Yeah. So
I've got to read it because I had to shorten.
Oh, you did a shortened version.
I did a short version. Yeah. So let me just find it. Here we go. So it started out that me and my young adult daughter were traveling by train, and then some revolution happened, and everyone on the train had to disperse for their safety. So me and my daughter were both tall, slender-built white women. The place where we had to disembark was unknown to us, and people were running everywhere, desperate to find shelter. We ran into what seemed like a mall and hid in there, desperate to find a ladies' restroom as well. We ended up running out of there and into some empty apartment building. I locked us inside and locked the windows. They were like some sort of Asian treatment. There was a shogun-style assemblage above the windows with a mechanism that I had to drag across to engage the lock. There were masked men or entities running around and what did they say, amok in the town. They were specifically out to hurt women for some reason. So I went to engage the other shogun lock on the only other window when I woke up. And the feeling she got was that the world was not safe for females, and we were basically an endangered species there. So, wow. So, yeah, what are you getting with that one, Nick?
Well, did Angel Laurie put in an explanation of what she felt this was about?
No.
No.
No, she didn't.
I personally, I would say stop the video, Angel Laurie, and before you listen to what we've got to say, and maybe tune into what this means. There's some threads I see coming through again and again with your dreams. And because there's a sense of fear within this dream of the running away and hiding and unsafe, all of that, what does that mean for you first and foremost? And perhaps it's just bringing up some of that for you to release. You could break this down quite a lot, but I actually feel overall that you're just having a purge of fears that are coming up to let go of.
And I love that. And it's interesting because you remember the dream because you're quite a different persona in the dream. You've got your daughter with you, so it's very feminine to start with. And the fact that you're on a train now, train is a big potential for spiritual growth. Let me just quickly look that up in our beautiful Betty Bethard's book. But yeah, I know trains are a significant archetype. So train, if you're in the engine, tremendous power to accomplish your goals. If a passenger train, you are carrying many people, pulling them along, which may be an unnecessary weight. So that is what it sounds like. And there was a lot of people in the train. So maybe you don't realize it, but you may be giving away a lot of energy to a lot of people. But also the feminine aspect was really standing out for me. So it's like when you're locking up an apartment, you escaped and went into an apartment that was empty, but you were locking it up. That's our home. Our apartment is where we live and what we experience. And so the fact that you're locking it up and you're not letting anyone in, and you're in fear, it's almost like you're ready to go through a transition, I think, as Nick has said as well. And the feminine is being persecuted. So are you allowing your feminine side, your intuition, that beautiful divine goddess love energy, are you just allowing that to gently come through so that it's balanced with your masculine? I would personally, I've done this before, where I sit down and I go through into just a state of meditation or contemplation, and I ask for both aspects within me to come up and show themselves to me. And they'll show me if they're out of balance. They'll give me, like, one time, I think the male was sitting on the throne and the feminine was just like not very well and just down in the corner. I went, oh, I'm using my masculine energy too much. I'm not allowing the feminine intuition to come through to guide the masculine. And so, in this crazy world with this system that we have, I think as females, we've needed to have been more masculine and independent and all of those things, which has really tipped the balance. So maybe just pop in and have a little look and see where you're sitting at with both of those aspects. And I love, Nick, what you said is to stop the video before all of this so that you can get your own intuition around it, which you've probably had anyway, knowing you. So if it's not safe, and what's happening for you internally, within your own being. So that's the question I'd be asking. So if anyone else has got anything they want to add that's sort of jumped out for them, pop it in. I love that when people have a different perspective on things. And especially, some people, we've had similar dreams and you go, oh, okay, that's what that was for me. Or, yeah, no, this happened for me. And then you let us know. It's great. We love feedback here. So it's really cool.
And I just got something which is, when I just got an instant download of it, and it reminded me of the situation I must have had. And it's the impression I got, which is, when you can choose the path, you're in a conversation, something's happening, you're being triggered, you choose that path right then and there. Which path am I going to fight this like the masculine, or am I going to relax into myself and tune into what's going on, which I always feel personally for me is my feminine side, to know that I'm not going to react that masculine way, which is to fight it, to be the physicality of it, just to let it be. I got that feeling with you, Angel Laurie, that it's the masculine. It just wants to keep coming up and protect. But deep inside, the feminine knows that it doesn't need protection anymore. It's just what I'm getting.
I love that, because I did cards as you were talking. The first one up is temperance, and this is having patience, but also knowing there is a change coming, but it's emotionally keeping yourself stable just as the right divine timing comes about. And we've got Two of Pentacles. To me, that's always ask more questions. Exactly what we've been saying for you. Okay, just ask questions around this situation for yourself. And the Hanged Man, surrender, let go. It's perfect. Just let go, surrender into it. And then I've got the Queen of Wands. Now, she's one of my favorite cards because she's integrity and intuition. And this is what we were saying as well. So allow that to come forward more, and allow yourself to have peace within that that quietness. So it's quite a powerful dream, but I feel it's got some really beautiful archetypes and messages in there for you.
Definitely.
Definitely. So let's have a little look and see. There's a few more comments down the bottom. Okay. All right. So thanks for that, Angel Laurie, and we'll just keep going with some of the ones we've got up here. It's great. I love this. So Kim's had a dream. Hi, Kim.
Okay, I had a dream last night that I was taking care of children and showing them not to break stickers because they can't also be they can also be Band-Aids. They didn't listen. I turned around and a kid was writing on my wall, which was pink, and they used black crayon. I had to yell at them in Spanish and tell their parents, who didn't think it was wrong at all.
How interesting. So can, yeah, she said can down the bottom.
Can, okay, yeah.
Correct. So you're saying the stickers can be used as Band-Aids. So isn't that interesting? So the first thing, it's like kids, and why would you need Band-Aids? What's going to be broken, that's going on with children? Your internal child, do you connect in with your beautiful internal, aspect of you, that childlike fun, play, listening? And the fact that they're writing on a wall, so there's a message in this for you from your inner child, I would say. So the fact that it's pink and black crayon, let me just have a look. I know pink is heart as well, but let me just double check with the book. And pink might mean something more to you. Hopefully it's in here. Rose pink is love. Yeah. So the fact that this child is writing on your rose pink wall, it means there's a message there for you. And I'm feeling it could be more about really tapping into that love of your inner child rather than seeing it as being bad. Drop in and let that inner child direct you a little more.
Yeah. So, and that's the black. That's the black and the crayon.
It's
controlling
the unknown and the unconscious.
That's right.
So there's something in, and again, I would sit with this one, Kim, and I would just contemplate, meditate, ask to tap into your inner child and just see what that beautiful little being has to say to you. So sometimes when I know I've sort of not been playing enough, I just tap in and go, okay, what do you want to do today? And it could be something really simple, like I want to go to the beach, or I want to have an ice cream, on the water, or I want to go and hug a tree. So I just do it. So, so maybe
and that's the fact that you yelled. She was yelling, where you're trying to control a situation from another perspective, that's what your inner child, kids don't care. It really doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. And remember, it's a dream. So if you have really strong emotions in dreams, it's the emotion that perhaps needs to be looked at, because, I personally find a lot of my dreams, I'm emotionless in them. I'm just completely I don't seem to have any of that going on. I might get a feeling about it, but really, so it says, look at those emotions. Oh, and the numbers they wrote were 2s and 1s.
I love that. So that's binary code. That's like something recoding. So number 1, this is a binary number. Every number is divisible by 1. We are all one, thereby we're all associated by thought. Watch your thoughts and focus on your desires rather than your fears. Number 2 is have faith and courage. Your prayers are manifesting even if they aren't visible yet. And 2 is also relationships to me. It's a masculine and feminine again. So for you, I'd say it's your inner child and your higher self, or whatever it is you want to, whatever it is you feel is right for you. So, so I love that. That's really cool. So let's have a little look and see what comes up. Oh my gosh, we got a big yes. The Ace of Wands came up. So this is about your inner child and connecting with her, him, it, whatever it produces through. You're not going to believe it. We got the same card. So ask them questions. What do you need? What do you want? Is there a message for me? Okay, that 2 of Pentacles is asking questions. So that's what I do.
Yeah, definitely. And the whole inner child thing is a really interesting thing. And it's just us in our physical body here, what we're experiencing. Our higher soul, our soul knows what's happening at the same time too. And it's like, ask yourself the questions. That's all it is. It's there for you. It's just sitting here waiting, to give you some more clarity information, because before we weren't listening, we weren't ready for it. But now we are. We're like open books. All the walls have been taken down in a sense, and the fact that you still had a wall there in your dream, means take it down. And let it just be a child and just explore it crazily, like, oh, what if this just weird idea just came into my head and that could mean something? Pause for a minute and think about it before you lose it.
And then
exactly.
And it's what I was just getting then as well was something about the Band-Aids. It's almost like maybe as children we get told not to do that. No, you can't, so we start to tone down that inner child's expression of joy and wonderment and experiencing. So maybe you're a little bit afraid that something will go wrong, and that's why those Band-Aids were so important to you as well in the dream. So,
yeah, because they're a support mechanism. But rip them off, I say. Rip them off.
Don't use them. You won't. And, it's almost that fear of something. It's like when Nick was saying her neighbour was putting the towels out over the windows, just don't even believe that you'll need Band-Aids, because the more you tap into your inner child, the more you trust. You're not going to get told off anymore. Okay, that's the other thing. We're the only ones that will tell us off. They've trained us well. All right, we've been trained and indoctrinated, so we tell ourselves off, and that was the whole plan. So that's something we need to,
Yeah, I think this is a really strong message, actually, and I was just getting it too, which is what you just said, totally. Yeah. Yes, I got told no a lot. Yeah, we get told no a lot, and we tell people no a lot.
And we tell ourselves no a lot. Yes. So that's what I'm saying. They've really, this system has really trained parents and us all well to continue that rather than just allowing. So
and maybe that's why I'm personally feeling that I don't have words, but I don't have to say anything sometimes. It's like, no, I've got nothing to say. Because to fill the gaps that we were told to do, and somehow very cleverly designed, that we would come in, and that's where we came in with criticisms and complaints. And when in actual fact, if we just sit with ourselves from that place of neutrality, oneness, what comes out of it is actually beautiful. That's where the pink is. That's the pink, definitely in your dream.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing I was just getting as well while you were saying that for Kim was, Kim, when you go in, what I found, it was quite distressing for me to go in when I first started doing connecting with my inner child, which was years and years and years ago. And so my inner child had a forked snake tongue. And I was like, okay. So I had to learn to love this little child, even though she had a forked snake tongue. And I thought she could be the devil. I was 20 something. But again, the trauma from childhood, it was, so then that's all gone now. But, and I had to love her. So just make sure that you love that little person. Okay. You don't have to, so, and I love what Sherry said.
I used to love getting a Band-Aid from Mum because it felt like a caring gesture. Didn't get a lot of attention as a child, so maybe that's it.
Yeah. It's almost like you had to hurt yourself in a way to be able to get attention. So isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? So, but I think our parents did as well as they could. Man, it was tough. And for some reason we also chose, where we were and what we were experiencing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. There's no wrongs in anything, really.
Yeah.
We are actually, the only thing is if we need to forgive ourselves.
Yeah.
For feeling the way we feel about ourselves. Everything had to happen for a reason. So now everything is happening again for a reason. Yeah. It's drawing attention to that we just come from love.
No, and I think for me, one of my biggest turning points was when I forgave my soul for its choices to experience here. Because I was quite angry. I was going, well, why would you pick that? Why would you do this? And then I went, okay, there's things that I'm still not aware of and awake to. So I'm just going to forgive and just know that it was perfect or it wouldn't have happened. So, it's not a bad little, So, and this is really nice.
I sit with little Kylie, and tell her how she is safe and protected. Yeah.
It's so beautiful, and that allows things to heal because it's not so scary, So, So, Kim, definitely go back in and love that little Kim. So, feeling, oh my God, when I really fully connected, it was just so beautiful. And I'd often just put her in my heart, like I'd let her go down really little in my mind, and then I'd put her in my heart. So, she was safe as well, because some of that trauma, I remember I used to schism off out of my body, and so therefore that trauma was left. The emotion hadn't been dealt with or looked at or released from the body. So so that's beautiful. Isn't it lovely that we get to talk about our little image?
It is, and all of it's relevant to all of us all the time. We've all been through this same thing, and it's nice that it gets brought up because it there isn't a day where we don't have something happen, where we have to really be conscious of why is this happening, and do I just let it go? Let it surrender into what's happening. And so what you're describing in the chat bar is examples of all those happenings every day that we're all going through, because we're clearing it all now. It's going to be gone forever.
Like it didn't exist.
No,
Literally,
exactly.
it's like a new world.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
which is, it's so freeing.
It is freeing.
So freeing. But so that's beautiful to talk about that. And it's obvious that some people that even listen to this afterwards might need that little reminder. Oh yeah, my playfulness, my inner child. Well, where is it? Where's my joy?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So it's really cool. So all right. So where are we up to? Let me have a look. I know there's one here from Kathleen. Let's have a look and see what Kathleen's been up to.
Yeah. I saw a reel on Instagram about asking for a gift from the universe in the next 24 hours. So I did all day, many gifts, beautiful day with grandson, etc. I was open to it. Later that night was a white feather on my wall.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I usually pay attention to these little blessings and things anyway, but this was a whole day of little miracles. Yes.
Beautiful. Amazing. And that's how life can be. We can just be in this flow of what, and we've talked about this before, is finding another word for miracles, because they're just becoming normal.
They are.
They're nothing that's out of the ordinary anymore. So it's so beautiful that you asked for that and noticed that. And the more we tune in and do that, then the more it happens. So such a nice reminder. And I love that you've experienced that as well.
Yeah.
So, that's
and the fact that you're tuning into it now as well means it'll enhance it more and more, which expands that possibility of what's out there, because you're open to it. I mean, the moment you close down and start to question, oh, this is never going to last, or, the old patterns of thinking, but the more you think, no, this is going to happen all the time now. It's become so frequent that
this is our normality.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and it's interesting because the card that's come up is justice and the balance.
Yeah.
So
Brilliant.
This is, we deserve this. I mean, the card under that is the 10 of Cups, which is beautiful, emotional joy and family and connection. And it's, it's taken a while, but I really feel we're there, and we can just live this beautiful life of manifesting. But it's not even manifesting; it simply is.
It is, yeah. It's not manifesting. It's creation, I guess. It's a different thing altogether, and we're learning that. We're learning that because we're getting that ability back. The white feather was right next to the light switch as I turned it off. How bizarre.
That's crazy. I love it. And what a beautiful analogy. You're turning off the light. The white feather's saying, "Hey, you had your light on today." I think that's so gorgeous.
Yeah, exactly.
And Kathleen, have you tuned in to see where the white feather came from? Is it something you do? Let us know. Yeah. So if you feel it was a guide, or was it just your higher self that was going, "Hey, good job," or we see you. And your light body, of course, feathers. And okay, this is really interesting. It's coming through. I remember once I realized that when we see angelic forms and we see the beautiful big feathered wings, that's actually their light body. So the fact that white feather was next to the light, it's telling you've had an expansion of your light body, your Merkaba. Okay, so yeah, really, really amazing.
Yeah, your frequency is definitely rising up higher and higher as a result of it.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
And I love this as well.
Exactly. It's their journey. With little me, if I have a flashback from childhood, I will go back to that moment, sit in meditation and speak with her and let her know that she will become love.
What she will become love. Yes. Absolutely. And I used to do that as well a lot, Kylie. And it really helped. It was like, it's okay, I've got you now. We can let that go. Yeah. And it would just release emotions within the body. I'd often feel emotional and I'd allow it to go through my whole body. Wasn't scared of it anymore. It was really owning it and taking that responsibility.
Exactly.
So, yeah, because, I mean, often we'll be more tender with a child than we will with ourselves as an adult. So working with our inner child that way can be really helpful. So just beautiful.
Yeah, sometimes just remind yourself, what would my young version of me say and do in this situation, and why can't I be that way or do that? What's stopping me?
Yeah, exactly. So I love it. I love it. And it's really nice that we share sort of the ways we do things, because sometimes that can just be a light bulb moment or an aha moment. So yeah, so which is beautiful. All right, where are we up to? Okay, so Kathleen. Oh, okay, this is interesting.
I used to cry a lot to get attention, but later I would get so angry if I cried at things until I connected to my inner child, and now I cry at every silly thing.
I love it. And Kathleen, I had this issue as well. I couldn't cry because I think I felt ashamed of crying. I used to get teased if I cried watching a movie or something when I was young. We didn't have TV at home, so when we got to the city to have holidays with other families, I remember watched Lassie once. I'd never seen it before, and I was only like 4 or something, and I started crying because Lassie. And then my brothers started laughing at me, going, "Oh, Marie, you're crying." I'm going, "No, I know. I kicked my toe." So I learnt to shut down my emotions just from that one little thing that happened. And so I could never cry in movies. And now it's fantastic. I can sob. I can do what I want in movies. I use it for myself. But it took me a long time to get over that. So yeah, I used to just block it, just wouldn't cry. So, and that then also blocks a lot of anger. So it was a real double whammy. So, yeah. So look, I think it's great that you've recognized that. And I think this is another thing we have, and it took me ages to work out, why don't I cry? Because my sister could cry at things, and I was going, why don't I feel any emotion, in this situation? So it took me a while to work out where it came from. And then I went, oh, and I remember the feeling of shame when I was crying and I was getting laughed at. And so that I made a subconscious decision that said, I'm not crying in front of people. Whereas now I just I'm crying in joy with them, or I'm crying in sadness with them. It's just like, and it feels so authentic, so it's beautiful.
I know. And that feeling of vulnerability is the thing that they used to get us with, wasn't it? It's like, bringing up that strong masculine again, which was a form of protection. Against what? Someone just saying that you can't cry? I mean, it's amazing how easy it was to be programmed that way. So I always think, if it's that easy to do it, well, how come it should be equally as easy to undo it? In fact, once we're aware of it, we can undo it and create amazing stuff.
Exactly. I know.
Because we're not fighting against nature now.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. And Sherry says this.
Yeah. I think men have it conditioned into them that it's weak. Yes.
Yeah. And so the shame that would be there as well, for them. And I know how powerful that was. Yeah. So, and we've all had this. I mean, this, Kylie.
Stored way too much grief, trauma, and ended up with chronic pain, fibromyalgia. Now all emotions have permission to come out anytime. Yes.
And that takes a lot of courage, doesn't it? When that's been our pattern and that's been our training, is to suppress them, to actually then reverse that. That takes a lot of vulnerability and a lot of courage. So well done.
Exactly. So, and I feel for the masculines, that embodied into the masculine world here, that it's tough. It's tough for them because, women, we get a lot of scope because, we're naturally inclined to go in different ways and explore different things, but they're just like straight down the line thinkers. And for them to start tapping into this it's going to be a little bit like, ooh, what's going on,
Exactly.
Until they see other men doing the same thing. That's why men's groups are really good as a good
standing point. So important. And they can open up, and then they hear another man go, oh my God, that's exactly what happens for me. And I'm not alone. And it's like this beautiful family here. It's like, oh, we're not alone. This is where, and we're told we're alone, that you do everything alone. And, but we're not. And we've all been through it. We've all experienced it. So it's perfect.
Yeah. So, and remember, you've been a man in another lifetime. So you can't hate on them for it. you just can only love them for what they are, because we've been in the exact same situation ourselves many times over, So once we come back to that beautiful, harmonious way of balancing the two, I mean, what's the potential? It's incredible.
I know, incredible. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. So, yeah, I think, and this is really beautiful too.
I actually think it's beautiful to see a man cry and just hold space for them, or a woman. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree too.
Absolutely. And, it's really interesting because I didn't show my emotions for such a long time, I didn't know how to be around other people. I was going, oh, should I go up and give them a hug? Or do I just give them a tissue? Like, what do I do? And it took me ages to work out, just feel it in the moment. So if I'm doing a session with someone and they're crying, I just leave them. It's like, no, this is your beautiful release. And I warn them. I say, you might find that this happens. But if it's someone that actually needs a hug, then I'll just go up and touch them. And if they respond, then I'll go in. But otherwise, I feel, for me, I don't like being hugged when I'm crying, and I like to just be able to release it. So, yeah. Are you, Nick? What do you find with that sort of thing where some people have to automatically go up and hug someone when they're crying? And it's like, oh, hang
No, I
on.
let them be now, and I was a bit like you. I didn't know what to do in those situations, but I think that's probably because I had a very strong memory of what it's like not to be in body as well. Because when we're not in a physical body, we don't have that same physical feeling.
Yeah.
So it was easy for me to detach, and I never saw that as a negative thing. Actually, I know people say, "Oh, but how come you don't cry and you don't show your emotion?" My sister was very emotional, and I was not. And now I look at it, and I actually think it was designed that way. It was meant to be that way for learning processes. But I remember when I had a breakthrough, and I can't remember what it was. It was just this really, I think it was my grandfather passing, and there was this incredible release. It was like 18, 20 years of not crying just came out of me. And I just remember days just crying and crying in the car, driving and crying and going, is this ever going to stop? And then it was just, I'm at peace now. But yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah.
If I read the person, and if they need a hug,
Yeah, then you'll do that.
I'll know to go in.
And reading the room is always a good thing to do.
Yeah. And I don't take on their feelings when I'm doing it either.
No,
Very important not to give them a hug and then think you're going to take some of it away, because I don't want it.
No, and it's coming up as a release. Yeah. So why would you take away the gift? Yeah, it's so true. Exactly. So yeah, but this is, and I love, Gillian, I love your thoughts here.
I used to think that crying was someone trying to manipulate. So I used to hold my emotions inside until I broke. Now I have all of the emotions. Yeah.
I know. And it's just indoctrination, or it's like that one moment where you go, oh, they're manipulating. I won't do that. And it can be so subconscious as well. Yeah.
But it does. It is used as manipulation too. I mean, that's the dilemma of it, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
But what we can do is know our own, what we're doing.
And I love this because I was going to say this as well. So, but Kylie
I was working in a hospital and a lady was crying in the bathroom. I just asked her if she needed a hug. She said yes. I hugged her until she was ready to let go.
Yeah. And so asking people, what do you need here? Yeah. So, and that's a simple thing. It's really easy. So if you're not sure, you go, would you like a hug right now? And they'll let you know. So, yeah. So, yeah. This is interesting too.
I've been trained in holding grief rituals, African Dagana practice. It's profound in what can transform from having space and community to let it go fully. I can imagine this.
I can just imagine that support. So one of our friends is a musician, and him and his partner, they actually will be with people while they're transitioning. So pretty incredible. Again, it's that music, that vibration, and holding that space. So really beautiful. So look at all these amazing people we have here. Incredible. All our hidden little talents and gems and knowings. It's fabulous. Just fabulous.
They won't be hidden much longer.
No, they will not. So let me just see where I'm up to. Okay, I think that's everything, which is great, up to date. So Nick, do you want to talk about your cards you pulled for today and what?
Oh yeah.
What you're doing?
So Marie, were we talking about this just before we came on the show.
You didn't tell me because you said.
Yeah, I said to her, I've had a really interesting little experience and dream.
I'm telling Nick something and she goes, oh, it's like, yeah, it's got something to do with all of that. So anyway, so I'm intrigued to know.
So the cards I pulled, and it's funny when I pull the cards, like I say, they're always, I always put it out there that it's for our group. That's the reasoning. And then that I know that whatever comes up, it's there. It's designed deliberately to ripple out, to help support others in the similar process. So the first card I pulled out, and I love this card. Chill out.
Chill out. Oh, is that like a waterfall?
Yep.
And what does it say?
Me,
Don't
like a waterfall.
swim against the current. Yes.
And it says surrender to changes instead of resisting them. Let life be with you, not against you. You know, and I even when I read that today, I thought that's so true, isn't it? Like, not everything happens because it's against us. Yet we automatically try and drop into that. Oh, why is this happening? Why did this happen? And instead just jump straight to the opposite. And then it instantly diffuses it, and you do chill out. It's like, don't take it seriously. It's nothing to take seriously about. I love it's not just that. It says it's about like accepting and surrendering into the flow, and just knowing that everything now, especially now, because we're seeing it, we're more aware of it, is perfectly done. It's like, yeah, I was meant to do that. I was meant to have that happen to me, and I have a little giggle about it now. I actually see the funny side of it. But yeah, chill out, man.
I love it. And it's also, remember, we're creating it as well. We're co-creators in this. So it's like, oh, I created that. Okay, let's just go with the way I'm getting shown.
That's right. Exactly. It's funny. I knew as soon as I pulled these cards, I'd get something in my throat.
It's the expressing of truth, isn't it? And I love this. This is chilly.
Funny, I had a dream. I was laying in a shallow stream and the water was gently flowing over me. Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Just allowing it. That's a beautiful description for what Nick's sort of talking about here as well.
So there was the second card, and these are water codes.
And it says, ancient wisdom, the intelligence is within you. Absolutely. And this is why I love connecting into water consciousness. It's my favorite thing in the world. Because I think I'm a mermaid. Well, I know I'm a mermaid.
Yeah. We are just that. So it's about tapping into that intelligence, which is our intuition. I see it as that. And having that confidence to know. And which what we were talking about earlier is just, you know, the wisdom is already here inside of us. It just needs activating. We get to activate it ourselves. Or if we haven't got that courage to do it ourselves, something will trigger it. And it could be that's what I'm saying. That's where probably that AI Atlas might come in for people. But there's an inner knowing there. It's part of us. You can't separate it. It has to come out.
Yeah. So, I love that. That's
all about our psychic abilities, which is what we're here to develop.
Yeah, or to remember, because a lot of times we've already mastered them, and this is where it's very safe for us to be tapped into the intuition, to the connection to our divine wisdom, you know, for all of our sentient things like our clairsentials or whatever you want to call them. So, and just trusting that that's just how we can live our life so easily with them tapped in and turned on.
But because we're going through this evolutionary phase, even though we're going through it now, we're going beyond it and further on. So there's more and more and more and always more. It never stops. And
we're connecting, I feel it, really interdimensionally into other realms. And you know, just, I think things are going to change for us all.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Cherie says, I sat at the lake today and breathed in the sparkle on the water. I love doing that. It felt like powerful codes, heavenly. Yeah.
Spot on. Yeah. And Cherie, that happened for me. I think I've told this story before where I had a lunch break. So I stopped at the beach and I was just looking out, and it was my favorite beach. And the water was just amazing. And then there was this glistening part of the ocean. The next minute this light, this like golden glistle came across the water, up my arm and into my body. And I knew it was the Undine energy. I was just, and I could feel it. And I went, whoa. So I really get what you're saying about the powerful codes and just that sparkle on the water. I'll never forget that. That was just a real magical moment for me.
Yeah. And I think that's why we are naturally drawn to water.
Yeah.
Because that knows it. Yeah.
You know, and it's got the memory. We've got the memory. It's like we are that. And I got told that as well, that I am water. I don't have to bless it as if it's an external thing. So it's just love and gratitude to all water, which is me. So, yeah.
So this will lead me on to this third card. And I realised what the third card was. This is all about leadership. And leadership meaning your intuition is the leadership. It takes the lead now. Right?
Can you just pop that up a little more so we can read the bottom bit? And it says lion's mane leadership. Isn't that beautiful? So you're seeing that lion as that feminine, beautiful, well, intuitive aspect within us.
Yeah. And connected to the sun, which obviously is the masculine, but at the same time, it can't be, because it has to be both, because that's where we get our life force from. Once again, it's coming out now. So this really spun me out. Yes, I talk about the concept of miracles and where is the reality now? When does it happen? Is it happening, which I believe in the dream state, and we come out and we play it out here in this realm?
Can you just slow down a little?
Sorry.
Our accent.
Yes, sorry. I'm excited.
I know, I love it.
when we're in the dream realm, I realize more and more my dreams are showing me what it is that I'm going to be playing out during my day. It may not happen immediately the next day, but now it's becoming really quick. It's like I'm having my premonition in my dream state for what happens, but I don't always remember it. It's just like I forget. So I had a dream that I didn't remember. And I went to the markets yesterday and I was walking around the markets, and something happened that instantly downloaded that memory of that part of that dream. And it was just like, yes. And this has been happening constantly for me, where I'll be doing something and like as I'm about to do it, it's like, oh, this is the dream. So people say deja vu. So it's probably a great way of explaining it. But in actual fact, it's because I had the dream the night before of what's going to play out, what I chose to play out. So I'm in the market, and this is how I got the dream. So the dream was I was somewhere out, and it could have been a market. It was hard to tell. I didn't see too much around me, but I picked up a big, massive crystal, and it was a quartz crystal. And I decided that was coming home with me. And so I yelled out to my partner and I said, you're going to have to help me carry this. It's really heavy. So that was the dream that I didn't remember until I was actually at the market walking around, and I went to a lady that has crystals, and she's really in touch with her stuff. Like, she's not just selling mass-produced, stuff that hasn't got any emotion, good feeling behind it. I've bought from her before. And right on the corner in the sun, glistening, was just shining at me, was this piece. And I thought, oh, look at that. It's so beautiful. And I said, where does it come from? She said, like, it's Australian. She said, but I don't know where exactly. She said, I've only just got it. It's the first time it's been out. And I put my hand on it. I went, oh, this has, and as soon as I put my hand on it, as I was talking to her, the dream came back to me. And I thought, this was the dream. I was actually experiencing my dream. And I've got to show you it. It's incredible. And I love her so much. And she's a bit of,
wow.
She's big.
She's stunning. So what's the combination of, is it clear quartz crystal or something else? Is that a growing crystal?
Clear quartz crystal, but there's a bit of rose quartz that comes out of it every now and then.
Yeah.
And
stunning. I'm going to show you something as well. This is, my friend gave me this, and I've always loved it. Yep.
This reminded me of this picture here as well, the lion's mane, because if you look at lion's mane as a mushroom, so it has that sort of look about it, and it reminds me, and I'm thinking my brain is being recoded right now, and this was so relevant, and it's just like it's giving me this clarity through this quartz, and I just love it. I can't stop touching it.
I love that. Well, I mean, subconsciously you must have been guided then to that place for that crystal because it wanted to connect with you. So I'm going to love to see what happens when it's fully activated and whatever you get through it. I mean, that'll just be magic.
Yeah, exactly.
So, oh wow, what a beautiful experience. How good. And this is where dreams is so cool. It's like, oh, this is just confirmation. I'm in the right place and this is exactly what's meant to be happening.
That's right.
That is so cool. But I've got this one.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, I know. It's something about these
Amazing.
pieces. And it's beautiful. This has got the rose quartz in it too. So isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
So yeah, I love it.
yeah.
And it looks like a love heart, that shape of
I
it.
know exactly.
Yeah, it's
And the
beautiful.
thing that
So
amazed me about that was that my partner never remembers his dreams. I think he's recalled 2 dreams in the past 10 years that he's told me about. And then after this happened, later on in the day, he said, oh, I remembered a dream today. And I said, it's really weird, though, how I remembered it. He said, I was getting the leaves out of the pool, and then I remembered in my dream I had fallen into the pool while I was doing that. And I said, but I didn't want to fall into the pool in my dream as well. And he said, and then I obviously felt that it was tempting to follow that, but I said to no in the dream, so I didn't want to fall in while I was doing it. And I thought, yeah, see, you're having the same thing happen. You're not aware of it. That's all.
yeah, people are experiencing probably similar things and just not talking about it. I mean, who gets onto a show and as a family and talk about their dreams? Not many people. So I think it's awesome. And that really shows a synchronicity, doesn't it?
Yes.
So, that you're noticing with that, which is really cool. So, thanks for sharing all of that, Nick. That's really beautiful. It's a whole nother way to be playing with our dreams and reality. I mean, what's what? We've always said what's what is the dream, the reality, and this is
That's right.
Yeah, we don't know. But,
so if you've got any of that happening, please share it, because it seems super strong right now.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So Kathleen's got a dream from her grandson.
Oh. My 9-year-old grandson asked me to share his dream. He was at school, the fire alarm went off, our cat somehow followed him to school, and then she ran into the meadow next to the school and she was lost for good.
Oh, that's interesting. So you're going to school, so you're going for learning, but the fire alarm goes off. So an alarm, a fire alarm is a warning. So fire to me is the mental plane as well. I feel it's like something to do with thoughts, but it's also purification. It's also a purifying, or it can, again, it depends which way, but he didn't say there was actually fire. It's just the fire alarm. So that's interesting. Mm-hmm. And then the cat followed him. So what does a cat mean to your grandson? Is the cat something that he just loves, and it's that feminine intuition? I mean, it depends how he also looks at a cat. So the fact it's followed him to school, he must have a really nice attachment with the cat. But going into the meadow next to the school, and she was lost for good. I mean, she's gone off to a beautiful place in a way. And is your cat healthy? What's going on with the cat on a sort of physical level, I guess, as well. But ask him. I would ask him, Kathleen, if you haven't already, what does the cat mean to him? What images does it bring up? All of that. Has he dreamt about her before? There was a fire in the cafeteria. Okay, so in his dream. Okay, so that's good to know. So there was a fire. So I feel there's something for him that's actually transforming is what I'm getting. What are you getting, Nick? You and Kathleen always have this link.
Yeah. I'm just getting that he's actually coming. He's going through his process as well, and really in touch with it. So he's stepping into his intuition completely. That's the cat. And letting that cat wandering off is allowing him to wander off in that direction and not have to be in the school, And I sort of saw when you said especially when you saw the cafeteria, it's like, it's pushing you away. The fire's pushing you away. It's almost like the cat's drawing your attention out into that big open meadow, the big open space where you get to explore something that what we're all pretty much doing it now. And he's very in touch with it.
Yeah. And the cafeteria is food, so that's nurturing. Yeah. So maybe, so that's an interesting aspect as well. But it's interesting. So what does he actually think of his school? Does he like it? Is it something he likes going to? That's another really question I would ask him as well. Just going to do some little cards for him. Oh, interesting. So he's quite a unique little person is what I'm getting, because we've got our Nine of Pentacles. So to me, this is uniqueness. It's abundance. It's real gifts. And Two of Cups. So there's some sort of relationship with the cat, or with you, or with whatever, that's helping him to bring himself together and to bring through something new. Because Page of Wands is about taking action, but just a little bit at a time, and learning something new as we do. So you might be able to even help him with this, with really starting to tap in and helping him to know how his intuition actually works and what to look for. And, so I don't know, Kathleen, I think that would be really, I think it might be like ask him more about the dream. So, and I love that he asked to share his dream. I think that's so beautiful.
He is the inner child. So what a great thing to be discussing and having conversations with children about.
I know.
Adults don't tend to talk with children.
At school, when you were teaching in the alternate school, and Nick used to send me the most beautiful descriptions of the kids' like dreams, and I'm going, I love that someone's just so getting kids into it and teaching them how important these dreams are.
But the fact is, they could answer the questions themselves. They just needed a stepping stone to do it, like permission almost. Yeah. Oh, what do you think this means? And and then later on in the day, they would come back to me if they couldn't think of anything at the time, and just go off and play and be distracted, and come back and go, I think I know what that dream was about. And I go, that's fantastic.
And this is it. So Kathleen, ask him. So ask him, sort of talk to him about archetypes, like what does a cat mean for him? What does the school mean? How does he feel around it? So that sort of thing. So I love it. And if you find out, let us know next week what his version of that is. So just guide him. I think that's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's exciting actually when you hear children dream. Yeah.
But guess what? It's like been an hour. Can you believe that? Wow, it's so amazing. We didn't even get to do a meditation today, but that's all right. It's nice to have those fill in. I usually get a strong hit when we need one. I don't feel we need one. And Jazzy, haven't even got you out of the closet, my love. No, Jazzy's here, but he said everything's okay. Everything's balanced and just flowing through, so it's all right. We don't need to. I don't need to. Need him to tap in at all. So unbelievable. So, wow. Yeah, so good. That's so good, Kathleen. So
love it. Thank you. We'll talk about this. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yes, it's just always absolutely delightful to be with you all. And Nick, thank you for all of your beautiful experiences as well that you share. And we will see you either tomorrow with Elisa or next week with the Dream Team. All right. Yeah. Ciao, everybody.
Bye. Chill out, everybody. Bye.
Yeah, chill out, everybody.